The playground was alive with laughter, but one small figure stood frozen near the swings, her tiny hands clutching a stuffed bunny so tightly that the stitching looked ready to tear. Her wide, tearful eyes scanned the sea of unfamiliar faces. "Where's Daddy?" she whispered, her voice breaking. Her heart pounded faster with each passing second. She had wandered too far while chasing a butterfly, and now the crowd of children and parents felt like a maze with no exit. That's when a young woman in faded jeans and a second-hand coat noticed her. Her name was Elena, a nanny who earned just enough to pay her rent in a tiny shared apartment. She had been walking home from her day's work, tired and carrying groceries in a worn-out bag, when she spotted the trembling little girl by the swings. Elena knelt down slowly, keeping her voice gentle. "Hey, sweetheart, are you lost?" The girl's lips trembled. She nodded, clutching the bunny tighter. Without hesitation, Elena set down her groceries and extended her hand. "It's okay. You're safe. We'll find your daddy together." The child hesitated for a moment, then slipped her tiny hand into Elena's. That single touch, warm, fragile, trusting, made Elena's eyes sting. They sat on the park bench as Elena distracted the girl by pointing out the clouds. "See that one? It looks like a castle. And that one's a puppy chasing the moon." For the first time, the girl smiled faintly. She even giggled when Elena balanced her old apple on her head like a clown. In those moments, the nanny forgot her own exhaustion and hunger. All that mattered was easing the fear of the child beside her. But what Elena didn't know was that someone had been watching. A tall man in a crisp suit had been frantically searching the park. His chest heaved with panic as he called his daughter's name. And then, he saw her, sitting calmly with a stranger, laughing as if the world had stopped spinning. Relief crashed over him like a wave. He rushed forward. "Lily?" The girl squealed, running into his arms. "Daddy?" Elena stood quietly, a soft smile on her face, ready to slip away unnoticed. She didn't need thanks. Just knowing the girl was safe was enough. But the father stopped her. His sharp, commanding voice softened when he spoke. "Wait, you stayed with her?" "Yes," Elena replied, her tone humble. "She was scared? I just didn't want her to feel alone." He looked at her more closely now. She was no polished socialite, no one trying to gain favor. Her coat was patched, her shoes worn. Yet the kindness in her eyes was unmistakable. This man, Daniel Carter, was not just any father. He was the CEO of a multinational company, known for his wealth and power. But in that moment, none of that mattered. He was simply a father who had almost lost what mattered most. He swallowed hard. "You didn't even know her, yet you comforted her as if she were your own." Elena shrugged gently. Sometimes a hug is all someone needs to feel safe. Silence hung for a beat, heavy with unspoken gratitude. Then, in an unexpected twist, Daniel asked, "Do you work with children?" Elena nodded. "I'm a nanny." His eyes lit with recognition, as though fate itself had intervened. He explained softly that his daughter had been struggling since her mother passed away. No nanny had lasted long. None could truly connect with Lily. Until now. "Would you consider working for us?" he asked, his voice almost pleading. Elena's mouth fell open. This wasn't what she had expected. She had comforted a lost child out of pure instinct, not for opportunity, not for gain. But now, standing in front of her, was a father desperate for someone to care. Someone who had already earned his daughter's trust in the most natural way. The little girl tugged on her father's sleeve. "Daddy, I want her." She pointed at Elena, eyes bright. "She makes me feel safe." That was the moment everything changed. Elena accepted the offer, not because of the man's wealth, but because of the little girl's trust. From that day forward, she became more than just a nanny. She became family. And Daniel Carter, he never forgot that a woman with almost nothing gave his daughter the one thing money couldn't buy: comfort, love, and a sense of safety in a frightening world. The playground was full of noise, children laughing, sneakers squeaking against the metal slides, swings creaking back and forth. But among the noise, one little girl stood frozen. Her tiny fingers clutched a worn-out stuffed bunny, her big brown eyes darting left and right. She spun in circles, whispering, "Daddy, Daddy." The more she looked, the more the faces around her blurred into strangers. Her throat tightened, her knees wobbled. The world suddenly felt too big, and then someone noticed. A young woman in faded jeans and a patched coat was passing by, her grocery bag heavy in her arms. She almost kept walking. She was exhausted from a long day of cleaning and babysitting. But when she saw the fear etched on that child's face, she stopped cold. She set down her bag, crouched low, and asked gently, "Hey, sweetheart, are you lost?" The girl's lips trembled. She nodded. The woman smiled softly. "It's okay. I'm here. What's your name?" "Lily," the child whispered, clutching her bunny tighter. "Well, Lily," the woman said, extending her hand, "I'm Alina. And guess what? You're not alone anymore. We'll find your daddy together." The little girl hesitated, then slipped her tiny hand into Alina's, and in that instant her shoulders relaxed just a little. They sat on a bench. Elena pointed to the sky. "See that cloud? It looks like a castle. And that one looks like a puppy chasing a ball." Lily's frightened eyes slowly softened. She giggled when Alina placed an apple from her grocery bag on her head and pretended to be a circus clown. For a moment, fear gave way to laughter. But Alina didn't realize someone had been watching. Not far away, a man in a tailored suit was running through the park, panic etched across his face. His polished shoes were dusty, his tie crooked, his usually sharp demeanor replaced with fear.